I want you to try to imagine how this looks like, brothers and sisters. An open white piece of land. No mountains, no landmarks. All the creation of Allah goes there. The throne of Allah is put. So there's nothing there but the throne of Allah. And Allah brings back the sun, but a mile away from our heads. That if we were still in our human form, we would have died out of the heat. And there's only the shade of the throne of Allah on that day. There are 7 types of people that will be under the shade of the throne of Allah. Do you want to be one of those? Let me tell you these 7, not in order. Number 1, a just ruler. Someone who is responsible of other people that dealt with them justly. Number 2, a person who remembered Allah in privacy and feared Him, and they cried. A tear came out of their eyes. That will qualify you to be under the shade of the throne of Allah. Number 3, a person who gave charity in secrecy, that even his left hand didn't know what his right hand gave. Number 4, a person that was seduced, a man that was seduced by a woman of beauty and power, and he said, I fear Allah. Number 5, a person whose heart is attached to the mosque, to the masjid. SubhanAllah, it's Ramadan. Look around you. Look around. Look how many people are in this masjid. Is your heart attached to the masjid after Ramadan? Do you feel something's wrong when you don't come to the masjid, to the house of Allah? Number 6, a youth that was raised in obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And before I say number 7, can everyone stand up? Quickly and quietly. I want you to look at the person beside you. I want you to give them a big hug and tell them, I love you for the sake of Allah. You should find out what their name is if you really love them for the sake of Allah. Have a seat, brothers and sisters. If this was more than just stretching for you, and you really meant it, the 7th type of people under the shade of the throne of Allah are 2 people who love each other for the sake of Allah. So if you were actually sincere right now, not just, hey bro, how you doing? All right? If you were actually sincere right now, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this bond of brotherhood and sisterhood the reason why we are under the shade of the throne. This is serious. Let me tell you a story. I think it's Abdullah ibn Umar. A man came up to him and he said, I love you for the sake of Allah. We would just say, Jazakallah khair, you know. So Abdullah ibn Umar said, wait, what did you just say? Are you serious about that? The guy freaked out. All right? He said, well, yeah, I just said, I love you for the sake of Allah. And he said again, wait, what did you just say? Are you serious about that? And he said, yeah, I love you for the sake of Allah. And Abdullah ibn Umar said, because I heard the Prophet ﷺ say, if 2 people love each other for the sake of Allah, then Allah will shade them under His throne on the Day of Judgment. So brothers and sisters, while you're sitting down, look at the person beside you and say it for real. Come on, heart to heart. You don't love them because they'll get you the new iPhone, or because they'll babysit your son, or because, you know, they'll find you a nice job. You just love them for the sake of Allah, not for the sake of Allah plus.